fight against the Black Dragon. She tried to give him some buffs, but he told him not to do anything as it will throw him off. This made him think that even if he joined their party, she will only be weighing him down. Before she could wallow in her thoughts even more, Sophia, Logan and Carol come running up to her, asking where Orhan is since they want to talk to him about joining the guild. Selma sighs, claiming that she doubts Orhan needs a team since they all will be weighing him down anyways. Logan and the others claim that they already know that, but one day while fighting with him, they will slowly get stronger, and he will finally have to acknowledge them as comrades. Selma didn't think about it from this perspective, and realizes that the kids are right, and she can simply learn from Orhan and get better as well. She tells them that they can find him at the guild house, and they immediately take off running to find him. At the guild house, Orhan finally comes out, while the guildmaster decides on the penalty for the forced participation. While turning into the busy streets, he notices Sophia and the gang running towards him, and he immediately knows what they are after. He quickly ducks into nearby alleyway and keeps running while they follow him, shouting that they just want to talk to him. After managing to somehow escape by jumping on top of his magical blocks, he somehow manages to hide inside the old man's store, who laughs at him, claiming that it looks like he is scared of a bunch of kids. Orhan replies that he doesn't want to make them sad by saying that he doesn't really want to join any parties as of now. The old man claims that he knows Orhan is still looking for a place to belong, but he doesn't have to do it all alone. That night, Orhan walks up a cliff to be by himself and think upon what the old man told him, when he suddenly comes across Sophia, who claims that this is her favorite spot since from here she can see the moon very clearly. She bows down and thanks Orhan for saving their lives the other day, and then asks Orhan to join the Night Sky Silver Rabbits with them as she wants to work with him even more. Orhan doesn't answer her, but asks her what kind of a place is the guild to her. She thinks for a while before replying that the guild has given her so many good memories that it's a home to her. This is where she belongs. That hits Orhan, and he immediately makes his decision. The next morning, he goes ahead to meet with the leader of the Night Sky Silver Rabbits and tells the nerd that he would like to accept his offer of joining the guild. Selma was hiding behind something, I guess, as she immediately comes out and congratulates him while giving him the uniform. With that, he goes outside and finds Sophia and the others running towards him out of breath, eager to know whether he truly accepted the position, while Orhan simply smiles, claiming that he is eager to go on more adventures with them. One night after that, he dreams about the time back in childhood when he used to fight with Oliver while the people trying to train them to become heroes watch over them with sharp eyes, noticing every single movement. Oliver seems to be very tense as he goes all out against his best friend, while Orhan still takes it easy but ends up getting disarmed. He smiles and lays down on the floor with a thud, claiming that Oliver is too strong and he can't defeat him. Oliver responds angrily that he knows Orhan is much stronger than this, and he always used to defeat him before. Orhan claims that he isn't that strong anymore, and Oliver has surpassed him long before. Oliver is still not content, but he can't do anything about it, so he looks at Orhan with anger in his eyes, but leaves without saying another word. Orhan stays on the ground when a silver-haired girl named Sion, who was Orhan's friend, rushes up to him and asks whether he is okay. Orhan smiles as he gets up, replying that he is perfectly fine, but claims that it is embarrassing for him that she saw him getting beaten up like this. Sion replies that she thinks that he fought heroically, and he looked very cool while doing it. Moreover, she claims that she already knows what Orhan can do if he reveals his true strength, but Orhan claims that he can't really do that anymore, as his heart is weak and his body can't take it anymore. Sion, however, promises that she will help him deal with it one day, but just like the Epstein files, her words get redacted from his memories, and he can't really remember what exactly she was talking about, how they both were one and the same, and what they promised to achieve together, and where did she disappear. On the other side of the kingdom though, Sion is still alive, and is now part of a cult where she is leading a party of 3 people as they cut through a collaboration of 5 strong adventure parties just because they didn't belong to their cultish faction. After every single adventurer was dead, they decided to move forward, but suddenly a guy in white robes appears in front of her and tells her that the cult leaders have just received the news that there is some unknown guy in the Northern Kingdom has defeated the Black Dragon all on his own, and Sion is ordered to go and investigate that person. She has to try and get him in their cult, but if the guy refuses, they are to kill him immediately. Sion thinks about it, and realizes that it can't be Oliver, as he is too famous to be called an unknown guy, and wonders who could it be. But it doesn't really matter to her very much, since if he opposes their cult, she will kill him on the spot. With that, Sion and her party starts moving towards the Northern Kingdom, not knowing that the person she is looking to kill is none other than her childhood friend Orhan. The pink-haired brat in her party claims that the Northern Kingdom are still controlled by the church, so they will have to be very cautious about what they do, because if they are discovered, they will most likely be caught and thrown in the dungeons. Sion agrees that they need to keep it down and stay undercover. But at the same time, she has a weird sensation about this mission, and hopes that all of this would be over soon, as she doesn't want to go to that part of the kingdom. It turns out that she was in love with Orhan all her childhood, and was misled to believe that the old men of the church made him so stressed that he game-ended himself. The day she got this news, her heart froze over, as she thought about all the promises she made to him about how they will always be together, and how she will always fight side by side him. She cried her heart out that day till her blood went cold with seething anger, and she was never the same again. Ever since that day, she decided that she will see through the destruction of the church and its people who led Orhan to his death. Meanwhile, Orhan is in a meeting with all the senior members of the Night Silver Rabbits, where the nerd four-eyed leader introduces Orhan to everyone, claiming that he was a key reason why their expedition was a success, and moreover, he is the only reason all those rookies and even the guides who accompanied them survived, as he took the Black Dragon down all on his own. The nerd tells the others that he believes in Orhan's abilities and is raising him to the rank of the lieutenant to fill the position of their beloved hero Albert, who died the last year fighting the same dragon. He claims that if anyone has any issues with that, they may speak now, so an old man speaks up, claiming that he has no problem with Orhan becoming one of the leaders of the groups, but asks whether Orhan knows what that means and whether he believes that he has the ability to make the right decisions, as once he becomes a lieutenant, he would not only be responsible for his own life, but also the lives of the people working with him. He claims that a lot of lives are attached to this clan, so any decision he makes will affect all the clan itself. And to many of the clan members, the only thing they have in their life is the clan itself. So it's their duty to always think about the benefit of the clan, even if they themselves have to face adversities in the process. Orhan remembers the promise he made to Sion, and a bunch of painful memories rush back into his head, which makes him realize that he can't make the clan his whole life. He answers honestly and tells the old idiot that he has a life unlike many of them, which is why he can't devote everything to the clan. Every single member in the meeting is shocked, and even Selma could have never expected this. The old man erupts, asking whether he knows that the statement he just made makes him ineligible to even be a clan member, let alone be a lieutenant. He asks what the hell is he even doing here, and Orhan replies that he is here because he knows that he will protect anyone and everyone that he cares about. Selma realizes that Orhan doesn't really care about the clan itself, but wants to protect the members inside of it. The old man is still confused, so Orhan spells it out for him, claiming that he will do anything he can to protect his comrades, but that is all he can promise. Nothing more, nothing less. The old man finally backs down, and the nerd takes a vote for the people who have no issues in Orhan becoming one of the lieutenants. It's a landslide victory for Orhan, as he now becomes one of the famed lieutenants of the Night Sky Silver Rabbits. Selma takes him through the corridor to introduce him to the first unit, which he will be a part of, but before they could reach there, a girl calls Selma out from behind, claiming that she wants to talk to the new lieutenant. Selma smiles and introduces the girl as Stella, who is in the management division. Stella asks Orhan whether he is good at teaching other people, and claims that there is a new party she would like him to help. Selma claims that she thinks it's a good idea, but Orhan asks whether that will not be a problem with the Unit 1. But Selma tells him not to worry, as he will have a lot more free time than he did when he was in the heroes party. Stella claims that she will send him the materials introducing this party and rushes off with that. Selma leads him to one of the rooms where he finally meets with the first unit. They all sit down around a table, and the blue-haired girl introduces herself first as Rain, who is the mage of the party. Orhan notices that even though she is the oldest in the party, she doesn't really have anything to show for it. Rain gets insecure about herself, but the blondie takes over, claiming that her name is Otis, and she is a healer. The final member is the tall silver-haired guy who probably bags all is named Will, who is the defender of the group and likes to act like a defensive tank. Finally, Orhan turns his attention towards Selma, who once again formally introduces herself as the enchanter and the leader of the party. Orhan realizes that from now on these are going to be his comrade in arms, who will be ready to fight for him and die for him if necessary. For formality's sake, he also stands up and introduces himself as Orhan, who is the frontline attacker of this party now. Will smiles, claiming that ever since they lost Albert, he had been filling in for that role, but he is not good at that role. Selma tells him not to act so formal and just chill out, but before he could even sit down, Will asks him how did he kill the black dragon. Selma notices that Orhan wasn't completely comfortable, so she tells him that he doesn't have to answer it if he doesn't want to. But Orhan claims that he should share the information with his party members so that they can be on the same page. Orhan begins the explanation and claims that the main reason he was able to deal with the dragon all on his own is because of 2 original spells that he created. Rain is shocked to know that Orhan has created original spells, but he continues that his first original spell is called Impact, which can raise the effect of any equipment or magic by 100 times. And the second spell is something which can be cast multiple times to boost the effect of support magic and basically any buffs. He reveals that during the fight with the dragon he multiplied his own buffs by 32 times, which shocks both Rain and Otis, who claim that this spell would give him a huge advantage over basically anyone he can come across. He claims that he can only use that spell on himself though, and the stress on the user is so high that he can't sustain it for very long. He remembers how even the fight with the black dragon went on for a little too long, and by the end he was in a really bad shape. Otis asks that if he is that strong, then it must mean that he can basically fall into any roles. But Orhan reveals that he can only use mid-ranked magic no matter how much he tries. This surprises them all. And Selma asks how is that possible since he clearly knows enough about magic to literally create his own spells. Orhan looks down, claiming that even he doesn't know why exactly can he not use advanced magic. But regardless, his original spells cover that flaw of his which makes him not be utterly useless. Selma claims that she intends them all to go down to the dungeon very soon so they can practice working as a team and get into a groove. But Orhan claims that before doing that he needs to get a sword. Rain is surprised that he hasn't ordered a new sword yet, and claims that it would take many days for a new sword to be made. But Orhan claims that he just uses an off-the-shelf sword so he can just pop in a store and buy one. They all are shocked at this, as literal newbie adventurers use weapons like those, and they can't believe that the Dragon Slayer uses one of them instead of a custom piece. They drag him to the blacksmith who makes all the weapons for their clan,